Go away, Tom. I don't care, I'm retired now. Yes, actually, that is what I would like to do. If you could respect that and leave, that would be absolutely fucking awesome. Isn't that like the most popular skin in CSGO? Look, I'll look into it, but if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it right. And that's gonna require us to go back a little bit. In CSGO, there are skins for the weapons you use in the game. The first of these skins were released during the Arms Deal update all the way back in August 13th, 2013. When doing this, Valve wasn't really sure how players would react at first, but they were a smash hit. This is when Valve broke the microtransaction mold by introducing cases. These cases are how you obtain skins in the game. They drop randomly after every match, then you must pay $2.50 for a key to open it, awarding you a random weapon that's in the case. Gabe. With some of the skins in the case being incredibly hard and unlikely to unbox, which you could assume obviously made them way more valuable and more expensive than the more common skins. So now that we know how CSGO works and what the skins are in the game, let's fast forward a bit. Let's go to July 1st, 2014. This is around the time I started playing CSGO. And on this date was the release of the Breakout event for the game. It released 6 new community maps, a new weapon case, and most importantly to us for this video, 3 new exclusive weapon collections. These collections were for the map Baggage, Overpass, and finally Cobblestone. The skins in these collections were randomly rewarded to players just for playing CSGO, and even at this point of their lifetime, they were rare to see dropped.
Yo! What?
But when we look at the rarest skin in this collection that's already rarely dropped, we find what is considered to be the most valuable skin in CSGO, the Op Dragon lore. I think a lot of the time people think too, when they think about the Op Dragon lore, that back in the day it wasn't as big of a deal. And I can see why, because the price charts maybe back then weren't as high as they are now, but when it was added to the game, it was still instantly loved. Like, everyone took to it immediately. And this has only grew over the years, as you can imagine. Players loved its flashy yet elegant appearance, and over time the value has just skyrocketed. Being the choice skin of the best players in the world and being immortalized in some of the best pro CSGO moments in history has only multiplied the value of this skin.
And they're going to be nading off, and JW, of course, lands the first shot. They're going to be fully aware, making a double.
But what really made the Dragon lore ultra rare was when Valve took the Cobblestone collection out of the drop pool, meaning the only way you could get skins from the Cobblestone collection anymore was via souvenir packages. Souvenir packages are packages that are dropped for watching pro matches in CSGO. Now, as you can imagine, with the Cobblestone collection being taken out of the pool, the souvenir packages for the Cobblestone collection are incredibly expensive because it's your only way to get an Op Dragon lore these days. So just to get a chance to roll the dice at a 0.0004% chance of getting the skin, you have to pay a minimum of $800. Or you can just buy one from someone who already has one just for an entry price of around $4,000. Just keep in mind that's for one that's battle scarred and isn't going to look as clean as any of the ones we're looking at today. Hey, do you mind if I ask you a question? Oh shit. So the other day, I pulled up a high-res scan of a dragon lore and was just really appreciating how beautiful the skin looked. I mean, the elegant black and green checkered finish that's only broke up by a beautiful yellow and red fade across the main body of the gun, where lies an incredibly ornate dragon that looks like it was pulled straight from the pages of a medieval book. But after looking at the skin for a minute and just really appreciating how perfectly it fit in the collection it's in and how great it looks, I began to wonder, who made this skin? Well, quickly after Googling it, I thought I'd find my answer, but after looking at multiple forums, I was told what I already knew, that Valve made the skin. But I want to know who drew it. Like, someone at Valve made this skin, who was it? So I kept looking around and just no one had that info. Everyone would say it's either a secret or just, again, like I said, Valve made the skin. So the rarest skin in all of CSGO, and quite possibly in gaming as a whole's artist, is unknown. Or at least they were. Is it cool if I look around in here for a little bit? Yeah? Alright, cool. Appreciate it. So, what do we know going in? Well, we know the Dragon lore came out in 2014. For the person to have made it, they would have had to have worked at Valve before 2014 or during 2014. We also can just assume that they worked in some sort of art role at the company because, well, it's art. My first thought going into this was about the art on the map Cobblestone. If you go to a certain area, I remembered there being a Dragon Lore-esque painting or something like that on the wall, and sure enough, if we look, here it is. Now, I then thought about how Cobblestone was reworked, and I rewinded it back to the old Cobblestone, and well, let's just say I hit a bit of a wall. Now, as far as I know, there's nowhere on the old Cobblestone that features artwork like this, so we can go ahead and consider this a dead end. So, let's explore another option. When doing research for this video, I found a press conference from GDC 14 where a Valve employee is talking about their decision on putting skins into the game. It's about an hour long, and if you care at all about CSGO skins, I actually think it's really interesting to see all the decisions that went into them putting them into the game. I'll link it down below. But what we care about is that she mentions in the press conference that there were 2 technical artists at Valve at the time, and they were very crucial to putting the skins into the game.
And the resources required to actually complete the task. At the time, CSGO was actually a really small team. Our art team consisted of 2 technical artists, and that's the whole list.
Now, what is a technical artist exactly? A technical artist makes the work of the artist a lot easier. They develop the game's engine so they work as well as possible for the people making the art. If an artist wants to create something complex, a technical artist would say it's possible from a technical standpoint, and then they would come up with the best way to approach it. So these technical artists wouldn't have been the ones to create the Dragon Lore skin, but they definitely would know who did, given as it's one of the earliest skins put into the game. So even though they didn't create the skin, it is very important to our investigation because there's only 2 of them at Valve when the skin was made. So the next course of action was to get on LinkedIn and start looking for technical artists at Valve that have claimed to work there either before or during 2014. And sure enough, after a little bit of searching, I was only able to find 2 technical artists currently working at Valve that hit those requirements. And so I requested to connect with them on LinkedIn and explain my reason for doing so. And at this point, I felt pretty good about my chances of hearing back, but after a few days, I hadn't had my connection accepted nor any confirmation saying that they had received my message. Now, when doing the research for this, I discovered that even in 2014, Valve had a lot of artists working for them, and by going through their LinkedIn, I found a lot who had claimed to have worked there before and during 2014 that still worked there. So I started messaging them the same thing, asking if they could give me any information on who made the Dragon Lore, telling them about making a video and whatnot. And believe it or not, no one messaged me back or accepted my connection. So where do we go from here? So at this point, I am incredibly discouraged and I'm not really sure what I should do moving forward. And one day I'm just perusing Valve's website, looking at the artists, seeing if anyone's worked there for a while, and I notice at the bottom it says media can reach out to them for questions. So I go to the email, I send an email saying this: "Hello, I was hoping you could answer a question for me, or maybe point me in the right direction for who I should ask. I'm currently making a video for my university." I just thought this would make it sound better. I am going to a university, and I guess technically it could be for them, but you know, I just thought it might make it sound a little better, might be more willing to share information with me. Anyways, focusing on art and video games, and one of the major points of my video is discussing the Dragon Lore skin from CSGO. Despite my research, I've been unable to locate the name of anyone at Valve that created it. I'm only inquiring because I'd love to use other examples of their work to compare it to. The only info I know that it was created by someone in Valve in 2014. I also know via the GDC session titled "Building the Content That Drives Counter-Strike Global Offensive's Economy" from March of 2014 that Valve only had 2 technical artists at the time, and it's implied that a technical artist would have been heavily involved in creating the first skins for CSGO. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a great week. So at this point, after sending that, I'm not really sure what to do. I'm looking at LinkedIn, hoping that someone will accept, to no avail. I'm trying to think of other avenues. I'm really researching the person who made the cobblestone map, and I kind of have school coming up, and I'm just thinking, well, I guess I'm not going to figure this out, and school starts, and I kind of just forget about it. Until one day, I get a ding on my phone. I look at my phone, and it's a Gmail notification saying, "Re-art credation." Art credation is what I named the email I sent to Valve's media team. I was downstairs in my house, and although I was really excited I got a reply, I was totally aware and fully expected it to be Valve telling me that they were either unable to share this information or they just didn't want to, whatever. So I quickly ran upstairs, sat down at my computer, and pulled up my email. I nervously opened the email to the message, "Hi there. The person you'd want to credit for the art is Chippy. Thanks for asking."
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
So at this point, I'm freaking out, and I'm also thinking, out of all the artists I looked at Valve, I don't remember seeing anyone with the name Chippy. But I quickly drag my cousin into a Discord call with me, who's been keeping up with me doing all this, and I tell him I got a name. And while I'm still like freaking out talking about it, he's already found the LinkedIn of someone going by the name Brian Chippy Dugan. And sure enough, if we look at his LinkedIn and scroll down to his experience, he has been working at Valve as an artist since March of 2013. When we look at the works of Chippy, it's really no wonder why he got chosen or volunteered to do this design at Valve. Already a majority of his works depict this medieval fantasy world and its fantastical creatures that inhabit it. Brian has also done work for the trading card games Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone, both of which live in this type of setting. I was also able to uncover that Chippy recently sold one of his original paintings that ended up being on a card in Magic the Gathering for $86,000. If we go to Chippy's website, chippyworks.com, we can see other examples of projects he's worked on, including Dungeons and Dragons, Deus Ex, Tomb Raider, Thief 4, and even World of Warcraft. Unfortunately though, if we click any of these images to see the other works, we get redirected to an error page. But I have scoured the internet and collected as many of Brian's works as I can, and I'm gonna play them here in a little slideshow. But I'll also put them in a drive and link it in the description if you wish to peruse them or download them. If you made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. I just wanted to mention a few things before we close out here. One, down in the link below, if you want to look at some more of the pictures I found that Brian made, there's a drive. You can go there and peruse all the ones I found. Two, I stream on Twitch a good bit. I haven't recently because I've been working on this video. But if you want to drop a follow and come say hi, I would really appreciate it. No. Wait, don't come in. No. No, chat wanted me to play this. This is not by choice. Please don't leave. Please. Anyways, I'm done now. Thank you so much for watching. If you really did enjoy the video, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, because all that stuff boosts it up in the algorithm and makes it easier for other people to see it. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time.